Shalom, shalom. Before I do this lesson and start this lesson, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory is due unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rahak Wadash. Double honors to my apostles and elders of Great Millstone who teach and rule well in these scriptures. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. Hey, shalom to you brothers and sisters who are listening and learning. Let's see, man. Hey, it's pretty much, we in a time of the Passover during the Feast of Unleavened Bread. And hey, we in heavy times, man. I had a vision last night of basically just, a chaos and, insurrection, man. You know what I'm saying? It was kind of like I was in a movie or something. But what I saw was, I was in the house and all of a sudden, something came up on the TV screen basically saying, hey, it was chaos in the streets. Basically, it was telling me that the area I was in was under a lockdown, and hey, man, I kind of was, in the dream a little bit, in the vision, I kind of went into panic mode, but I had remembered, I was walking out of my house and I had remembered, like, okay, I look back like I ain't gonna be able to take any of this shit with me, and I remember trying to see where my children were, where the mother of my children were and where my kids were. And I just remember getting in my car and man, I saw what I would look to be like UN troops, in the neighborhood, and people were in the streets. It was pretty much, it was just a chaotic scene, man. And in the midst of all of that, somehow I ended up running into my kids and their mother, and the dream kind of closed out with that, which, hey, the elect and their families they're gonna be good during these times of during the time of Jacob's trouble. Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai is gonna protect you and your family, man. Just so long as hey, ultimately you have to be of that number, and you wanna have faith. You gotta have faith, man. Let me get a precept real quick. It was a quick dream, and I don't have many details, but what I saw was basically like, hey, shit was shut down. People were rioting in the streets. You know what I'm saying? It was something like out of one of those doomsday Netflix movies. I was in a car and people were trying to get into my car and shit, But hey, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai had me get the hell on up out of there, and hey, I somehow ended up getting to safety. You know what I'm saying? Hey, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. But bear with me, y'all, and let me look for this precept. Because it's just like, Peter too. I believe that was Peter that told the Roman centurion. Let's see. That's Acts 16:31. Go to that real quick. Bear with me, y'all, about the shot. Yeah, so those of us who are obedient during this time of the grace period, we doing what we got to do to get ourselves in check, get rid of that old leaven, and put off the old man day by day and go from glory to glory. Hey, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai is going to remember us during the time of Jacob's trouble. And we're going to be, if you're of the elect, you and your household are going to be delivered. This is Acts 16:31. Well, actually, I'm going to start at, no, it wasn't Paul. It wasn't Peter, it was Paul. This is Acts 16:29. Then he called for a light and sprang in and came trembling and fell down before Paul and Silas and brought them out and said, Sirs, what must I do to be saved? And they said, believe on the Lord Yahushua HaMashiach, and thou shalt be saved and thy house. And they spake unto him the word of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, and to all that were in his house. And he took them the same hour of the night, and washed their stripes, and was baptized, he and all his, straightway. And when he had brought them into his house, he set meat before them, and rejoiced, believing in Yahweh Bashem Yahushua with all his house. So your kids and pretty much everybody got to be down with the program, man. You know, if you got a woman that don't believe, she can be saved through you, but eventually, if she's unbelieving now, it's gonna come a point in time where she's gonna believe. She's gonna have to, you know, because at the end of the day, hey, all hell break loose, and you don't have the names of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. That's a red flag for your survival. You might not survive. You got disobedient children. Just because your children are of your household, that don't mean they'll make it. They have to believe on Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, and ultimately bow down and be willing to serve the Lord as well, or they could be put to death. So your household has to be in order. Your house has to be in order, and everybody's got to be down with the get down, man. Let's see, I'm gonna get a precept for that. Bear with me, I can't bother for sure. Let's see, it'd be nice when you can pull a precept pretty fast, but sometimes, and Salaki, this is an impromptu sit down, and I'm just basically, gonna flow through the spirit, man. Because just using that as an example, I teach my children the names of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, to pray over their food, to pray in the names of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. I make sure they know, so you being the head of your household, if you believe and the rest of your household with you believes, they're gonna be saved. But everybody in your household might not make it. That does, just because the Lord choose you, that don't mean that He gonna deliver everybody. He might only deliver certain members of your family. We got certain members of our family. That's a bitter part of being in this truth, is knowing that certain family members will be put to death. And you gotta, acknowledge that as well. Everybody ain't gonna make it just because they your family. That's 2 Chronicles chapter 15 and verse 13 that I was looking for. Let's see. This is 2 Chronicles chapter 15 and verse 13. Well, I'm going to start at verse 12. And they entered into a covenant to seek Yahweh power of their fathers with all their heart and with all their soul, that whosoever would not seek Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, power of Israel, should be put to death, whether small or great, whether man or woman. So the Lord expects all to come before Him and serve Him. Yahweh Yahushua. They expect everybody to be in line and in order in your household as well. Because the Lord might not, because everybody, Yahushua had two brothers that believed, and He had two brothers that were unbelievers. You know what I'm saying? So not all of your household will make it, and you might have, some of your kids might be put to death. It just all depends. You know what I'm saying? But let me see. I'm busy right now. I'll come back there in a second. So yeah, being in this truth, that's a bitter part of it, is knowing that all of your family might not make it, man. Let's see. Bear with me, I can't bother Shah. This is Jeremiah chapter 3 and verse 14. Turn, O backsliding children, said Yahweh, for I am married unto you, and I will take you one of a city and two of a family, and will bring you to Zion. You know? So everybody in your family ain't gonna make it, man. You know? And ultimately the Lord don't give a damn about you being a child. If judgment is set for you and you're 5 years old, you're gonna receive that judgment. It doesn't matter. You know, when the Lord send them death angels out and they roll up on a 5-year-old that ain't right, that 5-year-old is getting put to death if Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua sanctions that. And it is what it is, man. You know, a guy that knows he's an Israelite, he can be cool. It could be a guy in the world that you know, he could be cool as hell if he ain't right. Hey, the only thing he got to look forward to in Jacob's trouble is death. You got a lot of guys that know that they Israelites, and they, you know, just behave as guys that know that they're Israelites, and they just still behave like regular old niggas in the world, man. Like Alazar, you know, the whole scandal with him happened, and I'm aware of that. You know, I follow him on social media, and when you look at that guy's page, with him, it's all about the money. He always bragging on his diamonds. Hey, that guy done ran into some money, man. He got fucking bust down Cuban chains and, you know, ain't nothing wrong with you having jewelry. You know what I'm saying? Me, myself, hey, the Lord just put it on my spirit, man. I've been into jewelry since before I knew what it meant. But that doesn't make me feel like I'm better than, bro. I don't flaunt it. It's just like, hey, man, we gonna lose all of this shit anyway. And we got better things to look forward to when we do lose it. When they come after, when they roll on us, you're not gonna be able to take it. You know, all of this shit is just temporary, man. And you know, hey, like Apostle Paul said, you know, you supposed to count these things as dumb. You know what I'm saying? This shit don't mean nothing, man. We out to win Yahweh Shai and ultimately get that crown. That's what we here for. We're not here to chase after these material things to try and fill that void that we have. The only way you're going to fill the void that you have in your spirit is through these scriptures. You know, through Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. You can have all the jewelry and clout and people loving you. And at the end of the day, man, to be honest with you, if you don't got the brotherhood, if you don't got the real knowledge and doctrine, and if you know what's right and you not doing right, you're going to always fill a void. You know, and you're going to always try to fill that void with temporary carnal things, and it'll never work. You know, but, you know, that guy, man, he's still going to the club. He's still, you know, in that worldly ass spirit, man. He one of them guys that he never graduated. Even though he got the congregation, he got the love of the 2/3. You know, a lot of Israelites that know that they Israelites, they 2/3. He got the love of a lot of simple-minded ass individuals out there, because anybody that's in the know, that's in the knowledge, hey man, you know, looking at what he was into, that was what was brought out. Hey, that guy is a freak, man. And all the guys around him are freaks too. You know? So man, them guys, man, you know, it ain't looking too good for him. Hey, Elder Apostle Hart came out and said it on record a few times since the whole thing popped off, that he doesn't believe Alazar is a man of the elect. You know? The elect are gonna bear, you know, how I'm gonna put this? Scripture say you shall know them by their fruits. You know what I'm saying? And he not bearing no good fruit. You know? Them guys that broke off from him. You know, hey, the horseradish, man, I heard Elder Ariala from Dallas. He said, man, my nose hairs is gone, man. That horseradish, it'll put some hair on your chest. You know, that guy Hassad talking about he not gonna do horseradish because it's nasty. That was some real bitch ass shit, man. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua on, hey, respect weak ass niggas, man. Salakia for cursing, but It is what it is. That's the truth. Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai is dealing with real men. Men that, if you weren't hardcore when you were in the world, the Lord gonna make you hardcore in this truth. He gonna put you through some shit, man. You might face being damn near homeless, needing food, don't got a job, your family coming against you all at the same time. And you might be in debt still. Why but I've suffered these things in the knowledge. And the Lord brought me out of them and brought me through that different shit that I went through. A better man, a stronger man. And every year you're supposed to go from glory to glory. It's something about you that's supposed to change. You're supposed to keep growing. A lot of these guys found out they was Israelites and they never grew, But Salaki, I didn't mean to get off a topic, man. This is Ezekiel chapter 9 and verse 4. And the Lord said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. And so the Lord is going to set a mark of exemption on the men that are in that spirit that Lot was in. We're being vexed with the filthy conversation of the wicked. That shit with Alazar, it was vexing. Hey, I wasn't rooting for that guy because he done did and said a lot of disrespectful ass shit, man. But that's what he's going through. Hey, the Lord just, humbling his ass, man. He can never puff himself up like he did again. We know about you. You know what I'm saying? Hey, it is what it is, man. But let's see, speaking on them guys, you gotta think, man, hey, them guys ain't ready to go. I'm gonna keep it simple like that. Bishop Nathaniel, he not ready to go. All these other guys out here that they push Israel and they teach certain things the right way, and a lot of things they go off on. But you'll notice one thing, all of them have a form of comfort in this world. Hey, and the Lord ain't gonna let his real men get comfortable. You don't want to get comfortable here because that'll take you away from Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. It'll take your mind off of the prize. And we're doing this for an incorruptible crown, not a corruptible one. So man, we ain't, you're not supposed to be stirring none of this shit, man. When it come down to it at the end of the day, you could have, hey, brothers deal with different women. Brothers have little certain things that the Lord bless us with. It's not that we ungrateful, but you looking at this shit like, man, you looking around you angry, upset, and you hurt by what you see. Dealing with the 2/3 of our people, with the other nations being over, we under the curses, man. So we're suffering. And the wise right now, they're in the house of mourning. Fools right now are in the house of mirth, going to the club, half naked women around you, you getting bottle service, you rocking bust down diamond chains, you driving Hellcats, brothers having $200, $300, $400, $500 garments on, putting all that into your garment. Hey, we not here for all of that, man. And those guys who are moving like that, they not in the right spirit, and the Lord ain't dealing with them. You come into this truth, a lot of guys, they don't want to deal with it because, hey man, when you in this truth, you poor, not in the sense that you don't have what you need, but a lot of times you gonna only have just what you need. Hey, I done learned I like to wear, I'm Jake. Jake like to wear different kind of clothes and shoes and stuff like that. But I ain't into spending $200, $300 on no kicks. I'll wait till they go on sale, or I'll scour the internet for different styles and just be okay with that. Like, man, I'm not looking to cash out, as they were saying in the world. Guys, they after the money because they want to be able to cash out and, enjoy themselves. A lot of the times you're going to have to deny yourself in this truth. You're not going to always have money to do that. And it costs money to deal with women. So a lot of the time brothers aren't in the position of power in this world. We're in a position of power in the spirit, but we don't, we don't have all of that, all of those carnal blessings. The Lord blesses us spiritually. A lot of these women, man, they looking for somebody to, be their damn sugar daddy. Brothers ain't got, we don't roll like that, Anyway, but, man, it costs money to deal with these women, man. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these guys, man, they in this truth for a money grab. That's why they making merchandise of this truth. If you're going to sell t-shirts and all of that, that's cool. Just separate it from this knowledge. Brothers got businesses and different hustles or whatever, but you don't mix that with this truth. You don't want to mix rapping with this truth. This is Ezekiel chapter 9 and verse 5. And to the others he said in my hearing, go ye after him through the city and smite. Let not your eyes spare, neither have ye pity. Slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children and women. But come not near any man upon whom is the mark, and begin at my sanctuary. Then they began at the ancient men which were before the house. So the Lord's going to bring judgment, and he's going to start with those of us who know that we're Israelites. You got a lot of Israelites. A brother had a vision, a brother from the GMS Philly camp, and the brother had a vision of a great slaughtering. And those death angels started with those of us who knew that we were in the truth, whether it don't matter what camp you was from. And the brother seen a lot of people being put to death, and the angels, they would stop, at slaughtering when they saw a brother that had the mark for exemption. So that's what you want, man. You want that mark for exemption. You're not supposed to be comfortable here, man. This place is fucking hell. Hey, and I'll say this, speaking personally, the Lord blessed me with a lot of different things, man. But none of them fill the void of me being in and knowing that I'm in captivity. I'm eating poisonous ass food and realizing that everything is out of order around me. I'm not happy with this shit, and I'm never gonna be. To hell with shoes, clothes, money, jewelry, cars. These guys that are rich and famous, they got all of that shit. Everything that they could ever want and ask for. And then why are they still depressed? Why are they on drugs? Because, hey, first and foremost, we know they sold their soul and they regret that. But they still under the curses just like any regular Jack, man. Don't matter how much money you got. That shit don't matter. The Lord's still going to humble you and bring you down and let you know you still an Israelite and you still under these curses. I had the police pull you over and drag you out your car and whoop your ass too, man, if I feel like it. A lot of these guys that's rich and famous, they, that none of the shit that they have, endless amounts of money, can fill the void. Because at the end of the day, they just went from one slave master to another. A lot of them guys in the industry, man, they're slaves to the Amalekites. The Amalekites tell them how they can dress, what they can do, what women to date. They not, hey man, them niggas, they make it look good, man. So lucky if I'm doing a lot of rant, but even in that, I try to keep it spiritual. This is Micah 2 and 10. Arise ye and depart, not physically. Don't rise up and depart from America and go to Jerusalem or try to go to another country. The Lord is saying depart from this place mentally and spiritually. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted, and it shall destroy you even with the sword destruction. Hey, this place is polluted. So the longer we here, the worse off we are going to be. If the Lord was to let Esau really set up this beast system and for it to flourish, hey, there would be no flesh left to save. We hanging on by a thread as is, because none of the food that we're eating is healthy. Hey, even the best things that you can get over here, they're still defiled. Everything that we eat. You know, and the Lord said that this would happen. Let's see. This is Ezekiel 4:13, and Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua said, even thus shall the children of Israel eat their defiled bread among the Gentiles, whither I will drive them. Everything we eat is defiled, man. GMO food, which, you know, we pray over this food. You got to pray over it, and the Lord is sustaining us. But the Lord is sustaining us. He's the reason that we haven't perished. You know what I'm saying? All of the different shit that we done been through, man, as a people. The reason we still here is because the Lord loves us, and he's keeping a promise, you know, that he made. And he's right now he's dealing with a remnant. Even at this time, the Lord is dealing with a remnant. All of Israel is not gonna make it. You got these camps out there that wake up, Israel, Quam, Israel. All of Israel ain't gonna make it, man. The Lord is only dealing with a remnant right now. Bear with me, Yakin Baba Shah. So that's who, when you teach them, when you go on the highways and the byways, and we put these lessons out, it's for the remnant. It's for the 2/3, you know, to they gonna hear it, whether they hear or forbear is on them, but the blood is off our hands. But these lessons and these street teachings, this knowledge that we put out here via the unicorn, which is the internet, you know, the satellites, this is for the elect, it's for the remnant. That's who the Lord is dealing with right now. That's who he's building up right now. And ultimately, that's who the Lord is going to come back to deliver. He's going to deliver a small number of the whole nation. This is Isaiah chapter 1 and verse 9. Except the Lord of hosts had left unto us a very small remnant, we should have been as Sodom, and we should have been like unto Gomorrah. Hey, and what did the Lord do to Sodom and Gomorrah? He destroyed them completely. So the Lord is dealing with a remnant right now, and that remnant is how all of Israel is. It's through the remnant that all Israel shall be saved, because they're going to come back via reincarnation through the remnant. The Lord ain't 2/3 of our people will be cut off and die on this side. This is Zechariah chapter 13 and verse 8. And it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Lord, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein. And I will bring the third part through the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name, and I will hear them. I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, Yahweh is my power. So the Lord is dealing with that remnant, and that remnant, they have the names, and they have the correct. They're going to have the correct doctrine. Most of our people are going to die here. You know, the Lord is going to bring a very, very small remnant through the fire, man. I'm looking into Second Ezra right now. This is Second Ezra chapter 9 and verse 16. Like as a wave is greater than a drop. With Salakia. I'm going to start at this is Second Ezra chapter 9 verse 14. Then answered I and said, I have said before and knew that, and now do speak, and will speak it also hereafter, that there be many more of them which perish than of them which shall be saved. Like as a wave is greater than a drop. That's a huge difference, a humongous difference. So, you know, most of our people are going to die during Jacob's trouble. You know, because right now we're in the grace period, and a lot of guys are taking this grace period, you know, as as a joke. And, ultimately, hey, you're going to pay for that. You know what I'm saying? We got time right now to get it right, but the time is short. Those days of persecution, of, great death, famine, pestilence, the time of Jacob's trouble is upon us, man. And the Lord is pouring out his spirit upon all flesh. Hey, brothers are having dreams. Like I said, the handmaids and the servants, these heathens, they're having dreams. The Lord is letting everybody know what's going down. And these dreams are being publicized. You had this one chick, she had a dream of everybody walking around looking at their hand like zombies. And when she was seeing them in the vision, she saw that everybody didn't have no life in them. Everybody was just kind of like robots. Hey, you take that CHIP and you an Israelite, you through. Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, there is no mercy for you. So don't listen to the IUSPK talking about the Lord don't care if you take a chip. First off, it don't matter if you're not supposed to make any cuttings in your flesh. You're not supposed to be getting cut on, man. And ultimately we know here Elder Apostle Hart been teaching, pushing the MOTB is the chip for a while. We that are under great millstone, that take heed unto that doctrine, which is profitable. Hey, we're gonna avoid that. We're not gonna take that pitfall of taking the chip. But those of you who are not rooted in the spirit of power, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, and in the correct doctrine, you're gonna take that chip. A lot of you jakes are gonna take that chip. And it's gonna come down to you not being able to eat and you not having no faith. Because it's going to take faith to get through Jacob's trouble, because you're not going to be able to just walk into the grocery store, man. Food is not going to be easily accessible. So you're going to have to lean on Yahweh Bashem Yahushua for everything, for your next meal, for everything, man. And a lot of people, a lot of jakes out there that know that they're Israelites, they're not really rooted in faith. They deal only with the sweetness of this truth, and they don't deal with the bitter, like Hassad. He didn't want to deal with the bitter herbs. Hey, those bitter herbs, are a reflection of our lives here in Babylon, man. This is a bitter lifestyle that we live. I believe the word is amerigo. It goes into being bitter. So it's a bitter sweetness to this truth, because when you first come in, you learn about the kingdom to come. You learn about whom we are. The Lord put the flesh back on your bones, and you're alive. The Lord put the breath back into you, the spirit. So like the scriptures say, it is the spirit that quickeneth, the flesh profiteth nothing. But when you digest these scriptures, because whatever you, like they say in the news, whatever you read, you digest it mentally. That's why they call certain newspapers the Daily Digest. Matter of fact, let me see that. Let me get that real quick. Bear with me, I can about the shot. The scriptures say that man shall not live by bread alone. These scriptures are bread. That's why when brothers are getting down with each other, we call it breaking bread. You know what I'm saying? We're consuming. You got to watch what you consume on a physical level and on other levels as well, whether it be music, things that you watch, because you're feeding yourself with these things. So we want to be fed. We want to be constantly fed with the scriptures. Let's see here. This is Job chapter 34 and verse 3. For the ear trieth words as the mouth tasteth meat. There we go. You know what I'm saying? So when you hear these words of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, via the prophets. We're feeding you. Your ear is trying these words as mouth tasteth meat. You know what I'm saying? So you're being fed. That's why Yahushua told Peter, if you love me, feed my sheep. You know? Hey, martial law is coming. You know what I'm saying? It's to the point where right now you can travel. They're going eventually they will lock these cities down, block by block. You're gonna see these stormtroopers, these UN troops. Hey, shit is gonna hit the fan, and you want to be prepared spiritually for that. So now is the time to prepare. You know, you don't want to wait till the last minute, because the Lord ain't dealing with that. He gave us a grace period in order for us to, prepare. Preparation is key. This is Second Ezra 15 and chapter 14. So, like this is Second Ezra chapter 15 and verse 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. So you're gonna have race wars, race riots. You're gonna have neighbors turning against neighbors, people stealing from each other and killing each other over basic things, because basic needs during the time of Jacob's trouble, basic needs are gonna become like silver and gold. You're gonna have, like in that movie, the Book of Eli, Denzel was trading, what was it? It's little tissues that they give you to clean your hand with, man, when you at a restaurant. He traded some of those for something else. So, you ain't gonna gold and silver we're not gonna be using that during Jacob's trouble. That'll work for a while, but then again, it's eventually all things are gonna turn back to the ancient way. You might have a heathen woman that you can uh, give away for some food. People are gonna go back to trading back and forth with each other, and things that you can use for hygiene, for nourishment, things like that are gonna become the new silver and gold. You know, for those of us who are gonna be off the grid, a lot of brothers are gonna be off the grid. Some of us are gonna have to go into a concentration camp, and you might be beheaded for the witness of Yahweh Shai. So you got to think about death. We got to meditate on all of the Salaki. We got to meditate on all of these things. Death is gonna come back in a huge fashion. You know what I'm saying? Famine, pestilence. Hey, you women out there, especially you Israelite women who like to walk around like whores. Hey, the Lord might have it to where you ain't got nothing on but a damn t-shirt, and you running around. Hey, and you might end up getting raped. Grape is coming back in a huge way. Cannibalism. We're gonna be seeing things that are gonna break the average man. But we can't be broken by these things. We have to, ultimately man up and be like, hey man, that's the judgment of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah. Hey, it is what it is. Because things are gonna get ugly. Just like they show you in these different movies. Like my two favorites are the Book of Eli and that movie The Road. A while back I was seeing Apostle Rakab recommend brothers watch that movie, and it's a good watch. You know what I'm saying? It gives you a depiction of what things are going to be like during Jacob's trouble. Let's see, this is Second Ezra chapter 15 and verse 16. For there shall be sedition among men and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. People are going to start revolting against the government. And that's how you know we in the end. You're seeing that. You're seeing it's going to be a great revolt. People are gonna start taking to the streets. Shit's gonna go down, man. And the laws that are set up, the police ain't gonna be able to save you during Jacob's trouble. They're gonna be trying to save themselves. So when all hell break loose, you gonna want the protection of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua and the angels, because it ain't no calling the police. It ain't no, ain't nobody gonna be coming to save you. And that's something that you women need to get in order with, because you're gonna need to be with a man of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, man. You know? You're gonna have to get up under a man. And a lot of these women, they even in their movie The Road, that woman left her husband and her son, you know, and I'm not sure if she died in the movie or what, but they never saw her again. She probably died. But you know, if you got a woman, hey, that you women that are out of order, and you're gonna remain, you just feel like you're gonna remain prideful even during the time of Jacob's trouble, you're gonna be put to death, man. You know, a lot of you women are gonna perish. A lot of the Israelite women are not gonna make it. You know, hey, and ultimately, we don't need you to bring back the nation. A lot of these women, man, they not fit for you to deal with them, have children with them. They are only fit for death. And you see that. Let's see, this is verse 17. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. You know, hey, they're going to come and shut things down. Hey, and ultimately, it's going to come to a point where if you don't have that MOTB, you're not going to be allowed any movement throughout the system. You're going to have to go off the grid. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. So things are everybody all buddy with each other right now. But it's like the Joker said during that scene in The Dark Knight, where he told Batman, hey, these civilized people, he basically told him, these civilized people, when all hell break loose, they gonna show their true colors. They gonna eat each other. These people are only as good as society allows them to be, and we're headed into a societal collapse. So everybody gonna show their true colors. Your neighbor next door might come over here and kill you and your whole family, man, and eat you. Those are the times that we headed into. Real serious, perilous times, man. I had to make sure I was still good. Camera like to cut off sometimes. But, yeah, man, we headed into some perilous times. Let's deal with that word perilous. 2 Timothy 3. Okay, we're going to get that in a blue letter real quick. Bear with me, for just a second. Hey, all of the hell that we've been catching, brothers, the strikes that we've been putting in is all building us up for Jeremiah 30:7. Yahweh Bashim Yahushua didn't make no mistakes putting hell on us, man, because the hell that we caught, or that we catching right now, it ain't to be compared to what we're going to have to go through. We're going to have to go through the straight gate. And you can't look back. You got to keep moving forward, man. The angels are going to be with us through all of this. Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is going to be with us through all of this, but we're just going, we're going to have faith, and we're going to have to ultimately trust in the Lord. If the Lord take out a child of ours, we just going to have to do, hey, it is what it is. Certain family members, like I was saying earlier, they not going to make it, man. And you got to be able to deal with that. You can't be offended by that. These guys get offended by a horseradish root, man. So how much more the bitterness that's coming during Jacob's trouble, that aunt that you love, shit, hey, the Lord might take her ass out because she wicked. You might got a son that decided that he don't want to listen to you and take heed. He want to do what he want to behave like a nigga. Hey, the Lord gonna take him out. You got to be okay with that, because at the end of the day, man, that's how we've always rolled as a people. It don't matter how close they were to you. If the Lord say, "Hey, they off," take they head. That was what was done. And I'm speaking about those days during where we were actually able to practice the law, statutes, and commandments. Like if you found out your son was a mo, you were supposed to cast the first stone. So you got to be in that spirit, man. Hey, to hell with these fucking family members that's wicked as all hell. They done been wicked ever since you known them, your whole life. You know what I'm saying? You know, the Lord chose you. He didn't choose your football, basketball playing ass cousin, man, whom the whole family liked. The cousin that went to college and all that. He didn't choose him. He chose you. You know? Hey man, when you come into this truth, man, your family show their true colors. Your relatives, rather, because they not your family. Your relatives show their true colors, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, these are the same people that put you to death back in the day. They reincarnated in your life to be wicked as hell towards you again. It's family, it's so-called relatives that are going to turn on you when all hell break loose. Turn you into the authorities. So you got to watch that, man. The brotherhood is your real family. Those who believe as you believe. You know what I'm saying? In Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. You know? Hey, if you got a son that don't want to listen, fuck him. You got a daughter that don't want to listen, to hell with her. You know, I see them on. You would see them in the kingdom. You'll get them. You know, you'll see them on the other side, man. That goes for mothers, fathers, brothers, sisters. You can't love none of them more than you love Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, your wife. You know, hey, it's gonna get real, and the Lord is gonna test you. Like, are you so emotional that you gonna forget what you involved in? Because I take out of, and that's real. You know, hey, like the scriptures say in Job, man, though he slay me, I will trust in him. You have to, we have to remain in that spirit, man. The Lord took everything from Job, and Job is a poster child for the elect. The Lord took everything from Job, and Job kept his integrity and faith in Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. He didn't turn against him. So you got to be in that same spirit, because the Lord is going to really test us moving forward, man. Let's see, this is get the interlinear for 2 Timothy chapter 3 and verse 1. And we'll get that word for perilous.
Strong's G 5467. Chalepas.
Okay, so the word there is the Greek word kalepas, and it goes into the through the idea of reducing the strength, difficult, dangerous, furious, fierce, hard to do, to take, to approach, hard to bear, troublesome, dangerous, harsh, fierce, savage. So we headed into some savage times, man. We're here, and it's gonna be difficult. It's gonna be a time of difficulty. But Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua is gonna see us through. He's gonna see us through it. You know? Like the scriptures talk about how the righteous are gonna scarcely be saved. You know what I'm saying? That's 1 Peter chapter 4 and verse 18. This is 1 Peter chapter 4 and verse 18. And if the righteous scarcely be saved, where shall the ungodly and the sinner appear? Hey, and there you have it, man. You know, the righteous are going to scarcely be saved. You know what I'm saying? You know, like Apostle Paul said, man, through much tribulation shall we enter into the kingdom of heaven. So it's not gonna be the road out of here is gonna be bumpy, but Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is gonna see us through it. You gotta have faith in that. I'm gonna give one more precept and I'm gonna end off with that. And the Lord is gonna bring the trouble. So he knows how to bring the trouble, and he also knows how to preserve us even in the midst of all of that, man. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 16 and verse 74. Hear, O ye my beloved, saith Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, behold, the days of trouble are at hand, but I will deliver you from the same. So the Lord got us, man. But you got to have, faith in that. With that, I'm going to close out. All praise, honor, and glory is due unto Yahweh, Alahai Yahweh, by Hashem, Hamashiach Yahushua. Again, double honors to my apostles and elders of Great Millstone who teach and rule well in these scriptures. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. To the next one, I say Shalom. Lord willing, this was edifying.